though. You got time to put your hat on.
Bad hair day. I don't need that to be showing. Good morning, everybody. We are coming to you live now from the beautiful southeast corner of Wisconsin. And to my left, I have the beautiful and vivacious and hashtag invite her face of the LPGA Tour, Kira, Miss Kira, as we are now calling her.
And to my right is the wonderful Randy Weckerly.
And I am not the face of the LPGA Tour.
I don't think you're the right gender.
No,
but
not at all. Not at all.
You told me this morning it snowed.
It did.
Well, that stinks.
Well, I have an alarm on my phone that says when it snows, it's going to tell Randy it's snowing and it's time to get out of here.
Yes.
And speaking of that, we're going to be coming to you from Grayton Beer Company down in the panhandle of Florida, just east, I think, of where Mexico Beach, or what that community that got hit by the Hurricane Michael last week, and what Grayton Beer Company is doing to help support that activity. We're trying to give awareness to that because I've seen pictures that they've set aside of accumulating bottled water and things that people in those communities need to be done.
Right.
If you follow the hurricane at all, the people that lived in that community were not of the highest standard in terms of living. I think the average income was around $32,000 a year. These homes have been thoroughly destroyed. It was like, this morning I was reading a report, it was like a 20-mile wide F5 tornado that went through there. Just totally destroyed it, flattened it. So the length of time that it's going to be to get these communities up and going again, supporting them, they're going to be counting on the rest of us in the country of providing them the supplies and the growth things that they need.
I watched the news this morning and they were saying, or yesterday they were saying that there was a community in that area. The mayor and all the policemen hid in their police department building, and the whole building fell apart, but except where they were.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty amazing. Even Ginger Z, that was on, I think, ABC in the morning, she was down there and very fearful, and she's originally a Chicago person, and she's been around tornadoes and dealt with weather all of her life. And when you looked at what she was reporting, the hotel that they were staying at, they saw it live. They saw the carport, not supposed to have been damaged or whatever, totally disintegrate and fall apart right in front of them on live TV when that was going on. So nobody was safe in that particular area. When you have winds at 150 miles an hour,
let's see. Let's try Jamie. Let's see, Jamie, if we can bring you on. Nope.
Still got to like our Facebook page from your personal account, Jamie. Or the one that you have that you're coming in, whoever is going to be coming on their phone. When we do these interviews, you have to go to our Links Libations magazine Facebook page, like it, and then use your personal iPhone or Android smartphone to come on, and then we can bring you in. It's just sort of the dynamics of this scenario.
But all of it will change.
Yeah, well, we have some new technology. We're working on a new studio. It's going to be really exciting, and we're about 2 days away from the inauguration of that. But right now, it's going to be focused on Florida because Florida has been devastated in past years. Hurricane Andrew a long time ago, Hugo many years ago. But this particular hurricane, when it hit Florida, it sped up right before it hit.
Yep.
And it got up to winds of 155 miles an hour. It became, they call it the bowling ball hurricane, and meaning that it got very, very small but very, very powerful, and it went right through
because you know that the people don't realize that the Gulf is small, so it's warm, so it's able to intensify.
Right. And the waters are warmer. The water is about 2 degrees warmer than normal. It used to be an average of just over 80 degrees. Of course, with the summer, people don't realize that the Gulf temperature is because it is shallow. It goes up to about 85 degrees, I think it was this year. Oh, and let's try again. Now we're going to be coming in on Tyler's phone.
Let's see.
And let's see if we can bring in.
If my nails work, that'd be great.
Gosh darn.
Tyler, are you on your... Are you on... Let me see.
You got to go... Tyler, you got to like our page.
I saw him like it.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
My nails. I don't know why it's not letting you.
Doggone it! Why is it going? We're having a dysfunctional morning
You know
here.
what? We could just do this with FaceTime.
Why don't we do that? Let's go to FaceTime and
We'll just do it that way. iPad. Nope.
Nope.
Tyler, you gotta use your
iPads don't work.
You gotta use your iPhone.
Gotta use an iPhone. We're gonna do a little bit different. We're gonna use some different technology here in a minute. We're gonna go do FaceTime and record that if we can, right? No, we can't. We gotta use Switcher for that. We're gonna give you a call right back, and you have to use an iPhone. Coming in on iPhone.
Okay,
there you go.
Let's try that. Let's try that.
So hit that one.
No, they're not, I don't think they're on it yet. They're not on it yet. They're coming in.
Okay. We'll get this yet.
Yes. Thank you, Tyler and Jamie, for being so patient with this technology.
Yep.
It will change later on this week, we hope.
We're 72 hours away from easier technology for this because it's so popular. While we're talking to you, we just got an email from one of our associates down in Central Illinois that we have a pretty big developments that people want to come on. So people are lining up to come on our split screens, and we want to support this activity. This morning we were talking with the chef to the PGA Tour out of TPC Potomac on Avenel Farm.
Yep.
Dave Trevolino, who's doing a lot of outreach to help a lot of things in his world. He's served President Clinton and President Obama.
James
Comey, a whole bunch of famous people. He is a great chef.
Let's see. Let's
try
again.
This. Tyler, we're going to try again.
Yay!
Hey! We're done. American ingenuity. There we go.
Hey, people.
We got
guys.
A plus. A plus. American ingenuity. There we go.
Wait.
Right.
We're going to put in the headphones. Hold on 1 second, you guys.
Yeah, we're going to get feedback. We don't want to do that. We've had our own technical issues this morning, so we're dealing with a new iPhone. So give us 30 seconds here. This is too important to
Here,
miss.
we'll just use mine.
We're going to be earbud sharing here. Those that earbud share, you know, they work together. So,
here, which one are you? You're getting
there.
the left.
I get the left
And
one.
I'm getting the right.
All right, here we go.
Let's try this.
All right, here we go. Sounds good.
Can you hear us?
Not really well. You're in and out.
Can you hear us now?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
I don't
We're gonna
think we need this
we'll
then.
get rid of those. All right. So less is better. So anyway, we really appreciate you guys suffering through that that ramp up. We're going to have great technology here in 72 hours, but we moreover want to hear about what you folks have been doing. I'm sure you've been working really hard to support your community. What is going on down there? And give us an update.
Well, an initial update is Tyler smells pretty bad. He's way too close. We've actually we've been unloading and loading trucks all day. We've been hit pretty hard. I think that I've seen a lot of still imagery so far from the area, but not a whole lot of video. And I think that when the videos come out, that people are going to see that we were hit really, really hard. And it's a tough situation to be in. Where we're located here in Santa Rosa Beach, and we're actually on the east side of Walton County. We're the last freestanding large industrial building. East of us, it's just complete devastation. And it's a blessing for us that we have the ability to be able to help because our building is still standing. But 15 miles east of us, we know our brothers and sisters are hurting pretty bad. So this is an easy thing for us. We've done since day one, we've done anything and everything that we could possibly do to help out. It was quick. We all bailed out of here on Monday, Tuesday, and some, Wednesday morning, before 3 a.m. to get out here to avoid the storm. Luckily, our 75 employees are all accounted for. But I'm telling y'all, to the east of us, it is just absolutely devastation.
Well, in terms of east of you, I guess we've done quite a a series in how people might be able to help and maybe ship goods to you and, coordinate it a little bit. We've done about 50 interviews of your brother, breweries and distilleries and wineries and places in Florida. What are the first steps in recovery? I mean, we've seen pictures of your facility. It looks like you were stacking water and maybe some supplies and things like that. And this is going to be an ongoing, this is not in America where things are, 72 hours. It's like a sitcom and it's over with. This is not going to be that kind of thing. This is a long-term recovery. We've seen pictures of the devastation there, and it's horrifying. I mean, this is a total evaporation of a community that needs to be rebuilt from the bottom up. But right now, just the needs of human needs. How do you see that going forward? What are the steps that, can people drive along the coast to get to your place to drop off goods if they had a truckload of cases of water, or what are the things that can be done?
Okay, so water we have in abundance right now. We've done a real good job with Walmart of making sure that we're stocked up on water. A lot of the volunteer organizations have brought water in, so water is not the need now. At the beginning, it absolutely was. So step number one in any recovery is making sure that getting into search and rescue mode. So they've done that, and they have gone from search and rescue mode to now they're in search mode. And so that's the sad part about it. We've had a lot of friends that have taken chainsaws over there, including Tyler and a group of his buddies, taking chainsaws over and trying to cut through to open up roads so emergency management can get through. That was step number one, and I think that we've accomplished that now. In terms of the strike zone that has been hit, we're working directly with our EOC, FEMA, and our sheriffs in all of the affected counties. And the message is very clear. It's not to go in there lone wolf. It's to end up at distribution points like ourselves. We're a distribution point where everything that comes in here ends up in a distribution point in the affected area. Those distribution points are being run by FEMA, Red Cross, and other organizations that are going directly to the victims. I'm telling you, I don't think the gravity can be expressed enough in what has happened. I mean, these people have lost their homes, they've lost the roofs to their house, and they're still staying behind because they're trying to protect their goods. We have a lot of reserves in right now. A lot of the neighboring states, sheriff and police forces are in here trying to help keep order. But the reality is, when somebody's entire life is rocked, they're going to try to protect everything. And obviously we would do the exact same thing if we were in that position. So now what we're trying to do is just get the goods to them that they need right now, which is meals. More than that, they need tarps on top of their houses. They've lost their roofs, so they want to make sure that they can keep all of the rain that isn't expected to come until this coming weekend. They're trying to tarp everything up to make sure that it's covered up. That's the immediate need. I would say, for everybody that's watching us and for everybody that ends up seeing this, if you go to Amazon and you buy a tarp, legitimately drop ship it to Grayton Beer Company. Our address is 217 Sarah Noah Road in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. I know you guys can put that in the comments section so people can see that as well. But everything that comes through this door, we have a direct link to the people that actually need it. But tarps are number one. Once again, we got to get these people's houses covered so they're willing to leave, because they're going to be displaced for a long time. It's going to take a while to rebuild the affected areas. That's number one. Number two need is cleaning supplies. So there's a lot of storm surge that came through. So right now, the people that are trying to reestablish their home right now that may or may not have electricity, they're trying to clean clean everything out. They're trying to get it back to living conditions. So cleaning supplies are absolutely paramount at this juncture. First aid supplies, that's enormous. There's people that are either hurt right now that they're trying to get to, or there are people that are going to be injured during the process of cleanup and the restoration. Gas, we're just running low on gas. If there's listeners that are anywhere in the vicinity that can bring just jugs of gas and gas tanks, that would be phenomenal. Those go directly to help people with chainsaws that are helping cut through so all of the emergency personnel can get to them. Flashlights, batteries, utility products like work gloves and masks. Obviously, we want everybody to come out of this as protected as they possibly can be. And the other thing is this, and the governor mentioned it today. I know all of our local politicians, which, by the way, nobody is a Democrat or a Republican right now in this situation, and there's also no county lines. This is helping the people in need. It's money. And I know that sometimes people have a hard time giving money to various organizations because they're scared that they're going to skim off of the top. But here in Florida, we've set up volunteerflorida.org. That 100% of all those donations can be earmarked for Hurricane Michael victims, and those support the volunteers that are coming in. They directly support the victims of this hurricane. So that's the charity that we're focused on. That's where we're sending people. But obviously, all the traditional charities, they have boots on the ground. They're busting their tails right now. The Red Cross is out in spades right now. We know that. But Volunteer Florida is a phenomenal organization. We actually worked with them to take on truckloads of goods from Walmart. Walmart has really stepped up as a partner. We sell our beer through Walmart, but specifically for all of these victims, Walmart has stepped up. And more than that, our community. We're in the most generous area. It's amazing how many people have shown up today. We had a guy drive up in a party bus from Destin, and it was loaded down with goods. And as soon as it came off and came in our warehouse, we had a Ryder truck pull up that we loaded all of those goods back onto that Ryder truck, and that Ryder truck was heading to Bluntstown to help those guys out. This is far-reaching. I think the devastation and the level of devastation is pretty hard for anybody to comprehend right now, because we're in an area that has no power. There's no electricity east of us, and it could be up to 14 days, which is amazing, by the way, 14 days for Gulf Power to get all the electricity back on. And that's in places that actually have infrastructure that can allow the electricity. That's a lot to take in, guys, and I apologize, but this is real.
No,
and we're seeing it every day.
No, you've only listed 7 items, and I'm sure there's thousands. But what we're going to do, and we're done with this, we'll be sending this out to all the different links that we have in Florida and Georgia, so that they know exactly what you're doing. And as you say, it is all about one community, and we're up in Wisconsin. We blessed, with
Yep.
good everything here. We have cold weather we gripe about, but what's happened there? We've taken a look.
I couldn't even imagine.
It-
I can't imagine what you guys are going through.
Yeah, it immediately, when we saw it the next day, we were horrified. And I've seen a lot of bad weather in my life. I've never seen that. I just can't imagine. I don't, you can't. I think you've done a very good, meaningful way of the things that people can help. Do you know how much those tarps cost, by any chance, if somebody wanted to order them?
Yeah, well, we've seen a bunch of them come in with price tags on, people dropping them off. They're going and picking them up at Home Depot and Lowe's and everything else to the west of us, which is still standing. And we're seeing prices anywhere from $120 to over $200. Those are absolutely necessary. Once again, the key is we've got to get those people out of there. We've got to, they've got to come to the realization that, it's going to take a long time to rebuild. And I know that our officials, our local officials, the federal officials are getting in there to protect their property, but they've got to clear out. They're going to be displaced for a long time, but the number one key is we got to cover their houses. We got to protect their possessions, because they can't load everything up in their car and take it to where they're going to be displaced for a while. It's a sad state of affairs. Last year, Harvey did the exact same thing to Texas. We stepped up as an organization. I'm not trying to take any credit for that, but stepped up as an organization in conjunction with Sheriff A.J. Smith over in Franklin County, who was absolutely devastated by this storm, and shipped a tremendous amount down to Texas, a bunch of goods that we had gathered in coordination with the sheriff's office. And the affected sheriffs that we sent goods to have already started shipping trucks back up to us. So, whether it's Wisconsin, California, Texas, anywhere, we don't care where the goods come from. We don't care where the people come from. We have 6,000 linemen right now that are trying to redo the infrastructure on the power lines. They were all staged right before the hurricane hit. Nobody knew where the hurricane was going to hit, and it could have hit us directly. It shifted at the last minute and hit just east of us. I mean, you were talking about 10 miles, but the path was right here where we were about to take a direct hit. And we ended up on the west side of the eye wall, which if everybody watches the Weather Channel, they know that that's the place where you want to be in a hurricane in terms of sustaining the least amount of damage. But these linemen were already staged, ready to come in. We've come a long way since Katrina. The help was here. The problem that we ran into, the biggest problem, and I don't know how this can be repaired or how we can prepare for it, is access to people. When you have a bunch of trees and those trees come down, it's really hard to get emergency personnel to those people, and that was the biggest hurdle. But now we have pretty much cleared out all of the roads. So now we're in the process of making sure that everybody's fed, everybody has water, everybody has diapers for their children. We're taking on an entire truckload of diapers here today at Grayton Beer Company. And those are for immediate distribution into the affected areas.
You guys are doing
it's big. It's big, guys.
Oh, we know that, and we feel it, and we can see it come through your eyes, and we just wanted to begin. See what we can do to get the story out, because we have the ability to do that, and it's just devastating. You okay, Kara? Anyway, Miss Kira is just for us and for Miss Kira, we'll be doing what we can to help, what we can in a small way. We hear and can see and feel everything that we can't even begin to do it, but we deal with state leaders.
Two things, and I'm telling you, and I'm working with these crews inside and out. Tarps and money.
Yep.
That money is going to go directly to support these people, and these are our friends.
Right.
These are our coworkers. They're our friends. 60-70% of our home distribution market got affected. Our home wholesaler, Lewis Bear Company, they have a warehouse that legitimately is in the strike zone, and all of their employees had to be accounted for, and all were accounted for as of Saturday except 2. And we think that that's just because of the communication lines being down, specifically the Verizon lines being down. But the Miller Coors distributorship, Gold Ring Golf, they lost their entire warehouse. And this is one thing that people don't realize when you get hit like this is these people are not only being displaced, but they don't have jobs anymore.
Right.
Their locations that they used to go to work at, whether it's a McDonald's or whether it's the CEO of a company in a downtown high rise, those buildings don't exist anymore, and they don't have a place to go to work. So they lose their home, they lose their job, they're displaced for a long period of time. That's when FEMA steps in. That's when volunteerflorida.org steps in. And that's the reason that money is definitely needed at this time.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you repeated that, because volunteerflorida.org, 100% of the money, just to remind what you said, goes to either the victims or the workers immediately to help support that activity. If people
That's
want,
correct.
if people want to go to order tarps, then go to Amazon, order tarps, and we'll have up on, at the end of this, we'll type in your location where they can send those, they can order them from Amazon and get them there. Cleaning supplies, I'm just going to go over the list here so that people at the end, when we send this out, we're going to do another little production here, not little, but major, that we're going to do in a little bit different format. But anyway, tarps from Amazon, cleaning supplies, first aid supplies. Cleaning supplies, absolutely important. You got people that are injured, and a lot of people get injured after the fact because they're going in there and moving things around and grabbing things, and you have no idea, what you're going to be getting into. Gas is in short supply because you need the power for the chainsaws and getting around. If people could find a way to safely drop that off, that'd be great. Flashlights, batteries, gloves, and masks for the cleanup. And then money is one size fits all. Can go to volunteerflorida.org. 100% of that money will be going to the workers or the victims of that. And of course, your organization, Grayton Beer, is a distribution point and working closely with FEMA, and that is vitally important. What you guys are doing, we can see it in your eyes, we can feel it. And again, our thoughts are with you, and we'll begin by trying to get this story out in your area. People get there closer, to what they can do to help. And anytime you want to come back on, just give Mascara I a note, and we'll bring you back on. We can see it, and it just is compelling on your faces what you're in. Nobody can imagine, because when we looked at it, what you said at the end, not only lose their home, they lose their jobs, they lose their employer. FEMA's there to help, but this is a long recovery, from the ground up.
Yeah, and and I was talking to our local sheriff about this the other day. One of the elements that I think doesn't ring true is that when you hit a very populated area like they did in Texas last year, it's super obvious, and you had a tremendous amount of people stepping up to help those victims. J.J. Watts started an organization that raised a tremendous amount of money. What they don't realize is that when you blow through a less populated area, it still is the same level of devastation for these families, these local families. I mean, Mexico Beach, it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know if y'all have seen those pictures, but the houses there are just completely gone. And, these are people in real lives that have been impacted forever. And it's a super sad position to be in, but also at the same time for us, and Tyler and I, and Tyler hasn't said much, so I apologize for not including him much in this. But for us, it's a phenomenal opportunity for us to step up and be the men that we think that we thought that we were. And being able to give back is the easiest thing in the world because this is what we're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Tyler, go ahead.
And this, I guess, the attitude that we have to have towards it, and this is what we've talked about a lot, is this isn't a them, this is an us. This was a coin flip of a storm radar that could have easily come straight right into us head on just as much as it did them. And so until we're all through this, we're together on it. And Jamie alluded to that earlier, but this is, like you said, this is the next year. We can't lose energy in a month and get bored with it and move on. These families are going to need sustained help. And so that's what I know we at Grayton Beer are here to do, and that's what our community is here to do. This community is built on such a phenomenal group of people that band together that I know that they're going to have support, and I know that we're going to have that from out of town as well. And thank you so much to you guys getting the word out to everybody. Thankfully, this day and age, you can help from afar, so we're asking you to do that. Amazon and sending money to Volunteer Florida. So there are ways you can help. And more than happy to have you do that.
Well, we appreciate that. We have in our platform, we've dealt with, about, at this point in time, about 40 states with the leaders, both breweries, distilleries, and wineries. So this is going to go, when we get done, we're going to notify them that they can go to our Facebook and see this compelling video that you have. And again, it's, from our standpoint, we're both crying. And yeah, it's tough. And we'll begin
Well,
getting the
don't,
word out.
hey, no time to cry. Let's act.
We're not crying,
And-
but we got the
and
tears
that-
that they're there. I hate
That's
to tell
what
you.
we're looking for.
We want to get the story out in the world of golf. It's all about golf and all about sipping. Right now, it's about everybody, and there's no division. We got to find a way to get the story out and begin. And good things happen in the world within which we deal. So again, thanks, guys. Tyler, really great, compelling words, and Jamie, we can see it in your face. That says it all. But the work you guys are doing, you are angels in the right place at the right time. So we're signing off for now. We're open. We'll be back, and we'll be getting the updates from you. Keep this going. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thank y'all.